Good afternoon and welcome here to Turner Stadium on the campus of Taylor University for today's non-conference men's soccer matchup between the Missouri Baptist Spartans and the Taylor University Trojans. Rick Johnson here with you. Taylor coming in off of their first loss of the season as they try to bounce back and get back on the winning side of things. 4-1 now on the year after their setback the other night at Madonna. John Alzate down there for a moment, pops back up, and now Missouri Baptist will reset in the defensive end. Mobap comes in just 1-5 overall. They did win their first match of the year the other day when they were able to defeat the University of Tennessee Southern 5-4 in overtime. But the big story of the day is the back line for Missouri Baptist. They are huge, and they're going to make Jackson Hoosier, who is a big fella himself, look small here today. They stand about 6'2 to 6'3, and they are a good 250 pounds. Number 2, Richie Taylor, and number 3, Ross Wilson. So it's going to be tough sledding for Taylor trying to push their way through the middle of the field. Taylor moves from left to right. They have scored plenty of goals this year after scoring just 12 a season ago. In 12 matches, they have 11 through their first 5. Colin Maris almost turns it over here, collides, and play on is called as Maris collides with one of the forwards. That is Louis Perez for Missouri Baptist. Taylor moves from left to right. They are in the white uniforms with the purple stripes as per usual. And now here comes Missouri Baptist from right to left. It's Brandon Burton near side, but the offside flag is in the air. That's the first one against either side today. A steamy one here this afternoon. It was in the low 60s to start, or the high 60s to start our day off today. But it is getting hot, hot, hot here towards the end of the summer season before fall rolls in next week. We're actually going to have some temperatures, it looks like, towards the end of next week. Is going to get down into the 40s to start our day after a midweek rain shower comes rolling through in the upland area. But a beautiful day for soccer, the first of 3 broadcasts for us here today on the Trojan Sports Network, as the volleyball team takes on number 16 Indiana Wesleyan coming up in 3, and then the nightcap will be the football team in their home opener against the Butler Bulldogs tonight at 7. Vanderkolk will sweep it to the near side, nobody home in white and purple, and it goes back to Missouri Baptist. Taken away on the throw-in here by Clay Vanderkolk. Right foot curler to the left side, and Quinn Partain wants to dance with the defender, Cullen Barr. Left footing it back to James McBride, who sweeps and goes all the way back to Hoosier at the midfield line. Bumped off the ball is Watterson, the Spring Arbor transfer. Trying to get away, and now has his hip tugged upon by Grant Strausser. And there's the first foul of the afternoon against Mobap. As some fans have some fun with Strausser trying to hog tie Sawyer Watterson. Maris dribbles forward. He's an impressive freshman this year. Near side to Holwerda, to his classmate senior Vanderkolk. And now Alzate. Fresh haircut for John today. And very aerodynamically sound is 10 in white. Long pass intercepted by the captain, Nikola Tasici, excuse me. As we played just 4 minutes here in the opening half. No shots of note just yet. But now Missouri Baptist trying to change that with a quick little play developing in midfield. Taylor sends it away, and Richie Taylor, one of those big center backs, works it forward. He and Ross Wilson almost look like twins back there. Two massive human beings patrolling the middle for Missouri Baptist. Floated to Brandon Burton, flicks it to the middle. Alsate there, and he clears it away from trouble. Good clear away from Alsate. It'll be a throw-in the far side, or is it going to be a corner for Missouri Baptist? Either way, it's going to be Jack Carney to take it. I think it's going to be a corner from the far side as Carney goes to retrieve the ball, and it will be a corner. So it's the first corner of the afternoon. And Carney ready to take this one with a left foot. No score to 6 minutes in, our first set piece of the afternoon. Little chip in here. Flicked back by Ross Wilson, the big fella center back. Sent back in by Missouri Baptist. Aerial by Yoder. Can't clear it just yet, and then Yoder flicks it forward with the right foot. Into the center circle, and Ruan will send it skyward. Partain tried to press it forward, but it goes back and off of his forehead backwards. And so Missouri Baptist will throw it in from the far sideline. Takeaway from Vanderkolk, held in, however, by Mobap. Louis Perez tries to press forward. Good little shake move from Brandon Burton. Vanderkolk, however, takes away from Strausser. Hoosier through the penalty area to the near side, and Alsate. The midfielder wielding up the near side and goes back to Holwerda. Maris surveys and blasts the right foot forward. Want to connect with Holwerda, played it behind him. But it's worked back, and now here's Holwerda with a run. He's really got to leg it out to beat it to the end line. He just does. Stops and saves it on a dime. Holwerda flicks up to the near side, and Alsate. Alsate plays it forward. Little touch from Vanderkolk. Back heel flick by Missouri Baptist. One of their outside backs, Tasici, one of their captains. And Taylor will throw it in with Colin Maris, who can throw this thing all the way to the baseball field if he wanted to. This is his specialty for the Trojans. Backs way up as far as he can. And then he'll throw this thing almost right to the middle of the goal inside the 18 if he wants to. That's exactly where he flings it. But he's got the two big fellas, Taylor and Wilson, there, making life difficult for the Trojan offense. Violation against TU and a free kick here for Missouri Baptist and their keeper, Wessel Barenshot, who's clad in red this afternoon. Jacob Shashud in the neon green top and the white shorts. Not a cloud in the sky here in Upland, Indiana, as the temperature quickly rises up to the 80s. Long ball forward from the center back Wilson. Actually make that Taylor. Off target, and Shashud rolls it to the near side. So hot down there that Taylor assistant coach Jude Johansson has got his hood on top of his noggin to provide a little shade from the hot sun overhead as he goes and gets a cool glass of refreshing water. Vanderkolk, that is not refreshing as he's taken down just in front of his own bench. Second foul against the Spartans of Missouri Baptist. Special welcome to former Taylor men's soccer player, assistant coach, and most importantly, of course, my former neighbor, Juan Alberghetti. Hello, Juan. Glad you and the rest of the folks tuning in here this afternoon. Foot race far side. Flag is in the air, and Burton offside. Less than 36 minutes remaining here in the opening half on a scorcher of a Saturday afternoon. No shots to speak of just yet as both teams trying to feel it out here. Taylor, of course, playing out of the Crossroads League. Missouri Baptist out of the American Midwest Conference. That's one of the top conferences in the country, including in it the number one team in the land that just lost last night. That being a tough one for them to take. Holwerda offside on the long pass up the far side. First offside against Taylor here tonight. Today, excuse me. See a couple members of the women's soccer team coming out to watch the fellas this afternoon. The women's team goes on the road to take on Indiana Tech tonight. That match will be in Fort Wayne at about 6 o'clock. Nice pass through to Ruane, trying to take on Shashud. Ruane is stopped by the left foot of Jacob Shashud, and then Maris pokes it away with his right. A wonderful first save for Jacob Shashud. And one of Shashud's friends yells out that he wasn't even worried for the 1v1 with Ruane v. Shashud. Jay McBride runs through the challenge, can't keep the ball at his feet, but then Missouri Baptist gets sloppy, and they play this one all the way back to their keeper Barron shot. Wilson, long pass, read nicely by Vanderkolk. Taylor trying to quickly counter here in front of the offensive end. Watterson in the middle with his neon yellow boots to the near side and the orange boots of Alsate. Holwarda looking, dishing off left foot. Watterson then turns and finds Hoosier, who's got all the room to work with he could want. Far side, James McBride. Vanderkolk then back to Hoosier. Pressure comes, and he quickly deals off to McBride. Nice little slip. Vanderkolk loses his footing. Coming back to win, it's Partain, who's got a man riding on his back. Partain squirts out of trouble. Lets it go with a left foot, blocked right back to him by Wilson. And then Partain taken down, and a card is coming out with 33:09 left to go here in the first half. A card against Nathan Brock. Partain got bumped, rattled, and rolled, and then finally was taken down. And now we'll see what the Trojans have cooked up on the best set-piece opportunity for either side today. So this is just a hair outside of the penalty area towards the far side corner as Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. Missouri Baptist will have 4 men in front of the ball with Sawyer Watterson standing over it. And you guessed, they've got the big fellas, Taylor and Wilson, right in the middle of that 4-man blockade. Watterson has Hoosier just to his left if he wanted to dink it forward. He'll back Hoosier up as Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. Watterson flicks it on. It goes off the head of someone in the middle. And to the plaza it goes. On the try from Watterson, a block there for Missouri Baptist, but that will give Taylor the corner kick. That's tough sledding for Watterson trying to shoot it over both the big fellas Wilson and Taylor. Far corner, right foot in swinger, the possibility here for Watterson. He will, curls it, backside, but it sails over the goal and lands out of bounds on the near side of the field. Fans continuing to file in here to Turner Stadium, trying to find any little glimpse of shade that they can. A couple folks have brought the umbrellas out, trying to bring some shade above their heads. Not a couple of wispy clouds overhead, but nothing to really provide any relief from the hot sun. Good pressure from Yoder, quickly dealed off by Missouri Baptist into the center circle, and then quickly turning away from trouble is Brock. Wilson to Taylor. Then a long pass near side. Alsate back on the defensive end today. Headed down quickly by Missouri Baptist. Into the 18. Nobody home in dark blue. On a quick chance there from Louis Perez. And now Shashud will wait to play it back in. Maris. Near sideline Holwarda. That blonde curly hair bouncing with each step, plated behind Sieglin, who lost his footing. And now it's Missouri Baptist with the opportunity to press forward. Maris elevates and heads it down to Yoder. Pass in tight areas, poked away by Mobap. And then Alsate accelerates, a little dump down, try to find Vanderkolk. Maris with a cheeky little slide, and he'll bash this one forward to the attacking half for Taylor. Sieglin falls back at the center forward spot. And now it's the center back Ross Wilson for the Spartans. Brock circles, right footing it forward where he connects with Perez. Maris underneath Yoder, slides, couldn't poke it away, and it's Ruane who will dump it far side, but his pass doesn't have enough juice on it, so James McBride intercepts. Partain to Vanderkolk, wanted McBride, couldn't get him. And it's Missouri Baptist coming back the other way from right to left in dark blue. This pass through everybody. And Maris is there, and he'll just let it roll, roll, roll into the 18. Here's a welcome sight for the Trojans. Second match back for the senior midfielder, Owen Hardy. Owen got hurt in the first game of the year, made his return a match or two ago, dealing with a lower body injury. He replaces Sieglin. Holwerda moves from the outside forward spot on the near side, moves to the middle, to that center forward spot. Hardy takes his spot on the outside. For Missouri Baptist, it's Nathan Brock who exits, and Dom Smith will come in and make his first appearance of the afternoon. Scoreless contest, 29-40 and counting here in the opening half. Shots have been minimal between the two sides. Each team with a pretty good scoring opportunity on a set piece. Missouri Baptist with a corner far sideline on the goal to our left, and the Trojans with a free kick just outside the 18 as Maris misses his pass and kicks it into the bench. Near side throw in for Missouri Baptist as Hardy barks out instructions. So the co-captain Dom Smith in now joining his captain mate in Tasici. Here's Smith. Knocked it back to Partain, does Missouri Baptist, and the Trojans will move it from left to right. Near side Alzate, who's got wheels for days. Alzate racing, plays it deftly up to Hardy. Right foot over the head of Holwerda, wanted backside play. Partain was just a step too late, but the pressure from Partain makes Missouri Baptist kick this one out of play far sideline, and Taylor will keep the possession in the attacking half as they shoot on the goal to our right. Make this a corner for the Trojans, and it'll be their second one today. Partain will take it with his left foot far side, so can't play the in-swinger because of the angle. And now he'll check up and let Watterson take it, who can play an in-swinger with his dominant right foot. This will be in from the right of the keeper, Barenshot, in the goal to our right. Watterson, in-swinger, right foot to the 18, headed straight into the air by Richie Taylor of Missouri Baptist. Hardy plays it back in, finds Maris top side. Wanted to come back to Hardy, who wasn't there. Alzate flicks it in, far side penalty area off of Vanderkolk's knee, and that one misses the far side of the goal, and it rolls out, and it'll be a goal kick for Barenshot. Hardy with pressure forces Tasici to deal it away quickly. As Missouri Baptist sets things up from the defensive end. Burton underneath the Strausser. Head of steam for Missouri Baptist. They wanted a long pass near side for Ruane, but Alzate said, I don't think so, and cut it off, throwing a foot in the air. Maris running the point from the defensive end. Long pass behind his classmate Yoder, and it's turned right away, and here comes Missouri Baptist on a quick counter. Near side is Burton. Stops, wants to shake away from Maris, could not, passing in front to the cutting Perez, and it careens off of his shins and out of play. Nobody trying to sub in for either side, but we might be getting a first half water break, looking down, seeing a couple of the guys from Missouri Baptist trying to figure out how many of the Gatorade cups they can fill on top of the Gatorade cooler with water before they all tip over like a house of cards. It's like a water cup game of Jenga down there to our right. .26 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. A bad touch from Tasici, and Taylor will throw it in at the beginning of their bench area. Alsate, one of the outside backs today, along with James McBride. The center backs are Maris and Hoosier. And we talked about it before. Normally, Hoosier, the biggest and strongest player on the field, but not today with Richie Taylor and Ross Wilson, the center backs on the other side of things for the Spartans of Missouri Baptist. James McBride to the captain, Partain. Quinn maneuvers back to the middle, just inside midfield and Hoosier. Long pass, 30 yards to Holwerda. Far sideline to Vanderkolk and then back to Partain. McBride and Hoosier. 25 minutes remaining in the first half. Scoreless between Taylor and Missouri Baptist. McBride to Holwerda. Far sideline, Partain, little dance, little shake. Try to get the ball on a string. Good job. Vanderkolk cuts off the Missouri Baptist charge. Sends this one in. Hardy comes soaring in, got his head on it, and did he deflect it off of a MoBap player? He did, off of Tasici. Third corner near side upcoming for the Trojans, and it'll be the first one from the near side. So Partain will take this one. First time he's taken a corner today. And this is his sweet spot, allowing him to take it with that dominant left foot. Slow clap starts from some of the Taylor football players that have made their way to their stands before they take on Butler tonight. A low one from Partain. Tried to back flick it on was Vanderkolk. Redirected near side. Partain jumps on and sends it back into the 18. Curls it wide just before Hardy could redirect it. Emilio Hernandez in for Missouri Baptist, replacing Perez. And Pablo Gonzalez Cacho comes in for Taylor. He will spell Levi Yoder. 0-0 with 23.5 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. The Spartans from right to left in blue. Burton. With Watterson right there, reverses, and flicks to the middle, cut off by Alsate nicely. He's done that a couple of different times today for the Trojans. Three shots for Taylor, one for Missouri Baptist, and the Spartans have the only shot on goal here today. A fan across from us was urged to give the ball a kiss from one of his friends across the way, and he obliges. 22:33 left to go first half. Time for a little water break on a steamy Saturday afternoon in Upland, Indiana. No score between Taylor and Missouri Baptist. We're back after this. Back from the water break. We hope all of you folks are properly hydrated as well at home. 83 degrees our current temperature, but you had about 10 degrees or so playing on this turf surface. Vanderkolk tripped up from behind, and there's foul number 4 on Missouri Baptist today. So it's a hot one for sure, and it's only going to get hotter as the day rolls on. Just past 12:30 in the Eastern time zone, as Owen Setrin ready to make his first appearance of the day. Hoosier carries forward, unloads. It might have been deflected forward, and it was. Nobody decided to stop the big fella for Taylor Hoosier, so he just kept pressing forward. Flicked it on, and it was deflected away by Missouri Baptist. Setrin in for Taylor. He replaces Quinn Partain. So a tough break for the Trojans. This is probably a corner you'd want Partain to take with that left foot, but his replacement Setrin will be the one to take it here from the near side. But he is a lefty as well, so you trade one lefty for another. No score, 21-20 and counting. Deflected away by Missouri Baptist and their captain Tasici. But a Taylor throw-in is Alsate's. Vanderkolk. A little dump down. Setrin turns and back to Alsate through 2 defenders. Setrin takes the pass from Alsate. Wanted to go back to John near side, couldn't. Nice little move from Gonzalez Cacho. Lets one rip left foot. Bounces in and stopped nicely by Barenshot. Pretty move from the freshman Pablo Gonzalez Cacho, who does have a goal this year for the Trojans. Again, a goal away is TU from matching last year's entire output for the whole 12-match campaign. Taylor 4-1 overall. Missouri Baptist 1-5. Maris, Alsate, and now Hardy in the defensive end. Beautiful passing from the Trojans in the triangle formation. Maris jogs. His pass intercepted, pinpoint accuracy by Ruane. Ruane near side to Emilio Hernandez off the bench. Takes an extra touch, rolling it in, and this one, they're going to call a foul against Taylor just outside the 18. Maris and Watterson can't believe it. And so a violation against Taylor, their second foul today. And now it'll be the best set-piece opportunity of the afternoon for Missouri Baptist. Taylor had a same free kick in the same spot of the field as opposite end. On the right side of the keeper. A whisker outside the 18. But not as tall center backs for Taylor like Watterson had to try to shoot over for Missouri Baptist. Hoosier, Cacho, Maris, and Alsate get their last instructions from the keeper, Shashud. Near side, Hernandez plays it in, and that one beautifully placed for Emilio Hernandez. Goes right to the upper 90 near side. And with 18:58 remaining in the first half, Missouri Baptist takes a 1-0 lead on Hernandez's first goal of the season. Just the second shot all day for Mobap. And the first one for Hernandez finds the back of the net. A beautiful curling shot over the wall. There was really nothing Shashud could do. That ball got on top of him before he could make a stab at it in the upper 90 near side. Beautiful placement from Hernandez. And Missouri Baptist in search of winning their second match in a row after starting the year off 0-5. Has the 1-goal advantage here. Brian Matipa on for the Trojans. Maris will get a breather. Setrin moves back to the outside back spot. Alsate moves inside to take Maris' center back position. Taylor got down Wednesday night at Siena Heights before falling in double overtime. The good news that evening was Taylor responded 4 minutes later and tied the match at 1. We'll see what they can do here on their home field against Missouri Baptist with 18:24 and counting here in the first half. Taylor to the keeper and Barron shot. Near side to Ross Wilson. Alzate heads it to the near side. Hernandez trying to box out Setron, who ushers him out of the way and plays it forward. Midfield Vanderkolk, and then back to Setron. Tasici, and now Wilson blasts it forward. They want Hernandez again, and Alzate skies it. Hardy backpedaling, goes off of him and Ruane. And Taylor trying to press it forward, pushed ahead by Vanderkolk, too far for Holwerda to get a stab at, and regrouping in the defensive end will be Missouri Baptist. One 1-0 Missouri Baptist on their second shot of the day. Both of their shots have been on goal. Should able to stop the first one. The second one off the set piece, and it goes in for Hernandez. Taylor measures and comes back to the keeper Barron shot. Wilson. And now Holwerda applies light pressure. And Wilson plays this all the way to the other end through everybody. And Samuel Villegas warming up. He'll flick it back into his teammates, and Setron will be the one to throw it in. Headed back by Missouri Baptist. Ruane has it taken away by Vanderkolk, but Missouri Baptist able to win it right back. They poke it deep to the Spartans. And Cullen Barr falls back and scoops up the loose change. Up to Smith. One of the two captains for Mobap. Here's the other one, Tasici. Setron steps in front of his pass. Hardy and Gonzalez Cacho both there. And it goes off of Gonzalez Cacho's foot. Two more subs in for Missouri Baptist. Mateo Uwitz. He replaces Grant Strausser. Actually making Antonio Busu replaces Strausser. Uwitz, the one that replaces Jack Carney. .15 minutes remaining in the first half. A 1-0 Missouri Baptist lead. Across from the newcomer Uwitz. And then driven away by the Trojans. Holwerda gets run into by Ruane, and the Trojans won't get the foul call like their fans want. And Missouri Baptist quickly throws it in as they set things up in the defensive end. Missouri Baptist from right to left in blue. They lead 1-0. They're outshot 5-2, but both of their shots have been on frame today. To the newcomer Uwitz. To the midline and Tasici. And now Smith. The lead official has to get out of the way. Gonzalez Cacho comes back and intercepts. Smith shoves him off the path and wins the ball. Long ball in. Accelerating James McBride. Doesn't matter. Hernandez was offside. Third offside against the visitors today. Hardy gets his foot on to win it back to Alzate. Pressure applied from Tasici of Missouri Baptist. Short pass far side. James McBride accelerates and gets on top of the ball. Wanderson back. And this one driven forward from Alzate. Holwerda mistimed his jump. And that's going to allow Missouri Baptist to quickly move it forward once again. In the center circle, Gonzalez Cacho to Vanderkolk and then back to Watterson. Far sideline, moving to his left was McBride. Pass too much from Gonzalez Cacho, and it'll be a throw-in for Missouri Baptist. With subs ready to check in, but before we get to that, Alzate down on the backside. We'll take a break and come back here with 13:03 remaining in the first half. Good to see Alzate able to walk off under his own power. Matt Harold has come in to take his spot on the back line for TU. Taylor also brings in Josh Zeiden and Samuel Villegas. Villegas takes the spot of Howard as the center forward. Zeiden back there as a midfielder. And coming in for Missouri Baptist is Christian Dimitrov. It looks like he takes the spot of Brandon Burton. 1-0 Missouri Baptist if you're just joining us. 12:33 and counting here in the first half. Just 2 shots on the afternoon for the Spartans, but Emilio Hernandez on a free kick just outside the penalty area. Went to the upper 90 to his left on the near side of the post on the goal to our left. It's a 1-0 Spartans advantage as they try to win their second match in a row after defeating Tennessee Southern 5-4 in overtime Monday night. Taylor trying to bounce back from their first loss of the year up in Michigan at Siena Heights Wednesday evening, 2-1 in double OT. They fell behind that night and tied the match 4 minutes later. Trying to find the equalizing tally here in the final 12 minutes of half one. Pressure from Uwitz out, and Harold quickly throws it in, trying to find Villegas. Everyone says it should go their way, but it'll be Missouri Baptist that's on the near side. Busu. Zeiden got a piece for Taylor, but Mobab works it right back to Busu. Harold cuts him down, and Zeiden will go back to Hardy, who looks for help. That'll be Harold, who lays it off to Cetrin. Into the 18 in Shashud. Far sideline, McBride. Hoosier. Gonzalez Cacho, and now to Watterson, all by his lonesome in the middle of the field. Taylor still in the defensive end. They have, outside of that one free kick opportunity from Watterson, way back early on in this half, the Trojans have not had a lot of strong offensive opportunities. Trying to create something here in the final 11 minutes. Down by just 1. Villegas was the intended target. They work it back up to Dimitrov, who's taken down, and it'll be Cetrin to regroup for TU in the defensive half. Trying to cross midfield is Hardy. He's taken down from behind. He'll pop back up. And then Hardy works forward and pokes it away for the time being, but Missouri Baptist gets it back with Tasici. Busu. And all the way back to the big fella Richie Taylor. Right-footed blast all the way up the right side, trying to connect with the goal scorer, Hernandez. Slow play by McBride. He and Hernandez wrap each other up. They both take each other out of play. They both come back into play. But the ball went out and it was touched by Hernandez last. Goal kick for Shashud and Taylor. Actually making the handball here against Missouri Baptist, and so a free kick from Hoosier to Cetrin via Shashud. And then right back to the far side and Hoosier. Hoosier to Matipa. The game-winning goal the last time Taylor was here at home. Harold. Cetrin. Taylor being very deliberate here at the defensive end, not trying to press and give the ball right back to a very strong Missouri Baptist club. Jay McBride to throw it in on the far sideline. Looking for an outlet somewhere. Ziden. Back up the far sideline. Cetrin and Ziden again. Splits two defenders and finds Hardy. Punches it forward. Cacho off of his heels. Ziden forward. Villegas back to Ziden. They reverse and send it to the left sideline. McBride had to wait for it to come to him. Jay McBride rolls over that left shoulder, getting it back and accelerating up the far sideline to keep it in Taylor's favor. Missouri Baptist, though, gets it back, and now they'll flick it forward to Busu. And the co-captain Smith gets it back from the aforementioned Busu. Busu across the purple Trojan head logo at midfield. Less than 8 to go here in the first half. Taylor tried to tie our matchup at 1. Hoosier to his fellow center back and Cetrin as the two have flip-flop spots in the field. Villegas pops it high. Gonzalez Cacho will knock it back to Cetrin in the defensive end. The transfer from Biola. Out in Los Angeles. Forward from Gonzalez Cacho. Wanted Matipa, too far for him. And then sent skyward and up the far side of the field. Missouri Baptist couldn't flick it out of play. But now the Spartans have something cooking here from the defensive end. Beautiful pass forward where they find Uwitz. Uwitz shoved down by Hoosier. Uwitz gets up screaming for a call that does not come. As Hoosier shows his muscle here with 7:03 to go in the first. A very physical match here in the first almost 45 minutes as the officials have really let both teams kind of duke it out here today. Just that one card early, but some pretty physical play as there's more of it. And this will be a card here against the Trojans' Sawyer Watterson. First on Sawyer. Gets an explanation from our lead official. Clock stops with 6:38 left to go in the first. 1-0, the Missouri Baptist lead. Not a lot of shots to speak of. 5 for Taylor, just 1 on frame. It was stopped. And 2 from Missouri Baptist, both on frame. The first one stopped from Shashud. The second one off the free kick by Emilio Hernandez. Found the back of the net. Free kick here for Smith. Over the wall. Wanted to deflect it on. It's back into the 18. Trying to clear its depth out front, and the Trojans couldn't clear it. And Richie Taylor makes the Trojans pay. It was right there for Taylor to clear it, but the big fellow, the center back Richie Taylor, was right in the 6 and kicks it in for the easy goal, his first of the season. And it's 2-0 Taylor with 6:29 left to go here in the first. It's either 2 or 3. The way they were celebrating, I think it's going to go to Wilson. Richie Taylor was definitely in there and had an effect on it. Ziden taken down from behind. 5th foul. Making number 6 against Missouri Baptist. Now the Trojans down by 2 for the first time this season. They've been playing in front for the majority of the year. Came back to tie it before falling in double OT Wednesday, and now down by 2 goals here in the first half, trying to get one before the end of the half. Villegas behind Matipa. And Missouri Baptist accelerates out of the defensive end. Gonzalez Cacho. And now they eventually find the feet of McBride. Matipa maneuvers to his right, directs traffic. Long shot was blocked. Zidane trying to step in and cannot win it back from Busu. And Busu races forward. Setrin was there. Busu gets it back, accelerates around Hoosier. Big first touch. He falls down. And a foul called against Jackson Hoosier, about 5 yards or so outside the penalty area. Foul number 4 against Taylor today. And this is almost the same exact spot that the free kick just happened for Missouri Baptist that led to their second goal. Less than 5 minutes remaining in a steamy first half. Busu and Hernandez right side. It's Busu sending it in right foot. Backside wanted the head of Wilson. He can't find him. And the goal kick will be TU's. Gonzalez Concha with Hernandez on his back hip. Taylor has struggled to get the ball cleanly out of their defensive end. Tip your cap to Missouri Baptist there, and that's hurt the Trojans from setting up anything really in the offensive end outside of the free kick from Watterson. It feels like eons ago. Here's something matriculating to Villegas on the right sideline. Inside the 18 to the top of the box where Zidane waves Villegas back to Hoosier. Gonzalez Cacho calls for it. We'll see if they can get it to him before defenders come. They do. Pablo looks, dribbles to his left. Up to James McBride, deftly dumped it down to Matipa, who can really scoot. Hardy, tight quarters, Matipa breaks free, into the front to Villegas. Dribbles to his right, still trying to circle, turns and shoots, it's blocked. Still loose in the 18 before Missouri Baptist can clear. Held in by Gonzalez Cacho. The Trojans right there. Villegas might have taken one extra touch too many, and that allowed Missouri Baptist to collapse. And the Trojans' best scoring opportunity is snuffed away by the visitors. 3 to go, first half. Cleared, and this one sent to the chairback seats of Winterholder Field across from us. 5th corner of the first half coming here for Joshua Zidane out of Bolivia, with 2:40 and ticking here in the first. A 2-0 Missouri Baptist advantage. The Trojans trying to find the first goal here late in the first half. Headed right down by Barr. Nobody home on the far sideline is out, so Taylor will have a throw-in. Near side of the field and Harold to Hoosier. Center circle and Zidane. 2:02 left to go first half. 2-0 Missouri Baptist lead. Setrin flicking it in once Villegas over his head. Sent away, missed clearance on the try from Cullen Barr. Matipa holds it in, centers it, and that one flicked away by Ross Wilson's big right foot. And that one will bounce twice, 3 times, 4, and it will not go over the home dugout of the Taylor baseball field. So thankfully the Trojan game day staff does not have to go on to the newly vacant infield turf. The folks from the AstroTurf company have come in as Taylor collides Hardy and Harold, but it goes off of Missouri Baptist. The Trojans retain possession. If you can see it over there when our camera pans up, the whole infield has been ripped out over there at Winter Holder Field. A brand new infield being put in across from us, including with a new pitcher's mound as well. So that turf infield will be replaced. And it's going to look beautiful when they finally get it installed here over the next couple of weeks. .43 seconds left. Handball against Missouri Baptist, and so Watterson will take it from the near side. And now there's some pushing and shoving between Hoosier and Richie Taylor inside the penalty area, and they'll stop the clock with 31 2/10 left. As Hoosier and Wilson and Taylor exchanging pleasantries. And it looks like they're going to try and separate Hoosier and Richie Taylor. But Hoosier wants to stay in there, so do Richie Taylor and Ross Wilson, the two big center backs for Missouri Baptist. Watterson, right foot where Hoosier is. Headed away by the taller Ross Wilson. Taken down is Cetrin. Up he goes. This one sent in from deep, and that one snagged by the keeper Barenshot. He'll smother it, but then Cetrin down on the far side as the first half clock will. And a yellow card has been issued here to Missouri Baptist's Christian Dimitrov. Second yellow of the first half against Mobap. There might be 2 or 3 seconds left. Here in the first half. We'll see if they put it back on or if they just end the first half. Looks like we will have 3 extra seconds. So some of the students are ready to go get a bite to eat. They are standing and looking at the bleachers down below us. With the yellow card, Taylor wisely wants those 3 seconds put back on the clock with a free kick opportunity here for Watterson. So Taylor will wave everybody forward. 3 seconds left. You need everybody you can in front of the goal. And before Watterson can play it on, the whistle blows and a loose soccer ball behind the goal. Or is it going to be a goal kick here for Missouri Baptist? Well, we have 2 soccer balls on the field. You can't have that. And it looks like they're just going to drop it. And they're going to let the free kick or the goal kick here for Barenshot. So even though the yellow card was issued before the end of the half, it will not result in a Taylor free kick. And the 3 seconds winds off the clock, and it brings our first half to a close. 2 goals from Mobap in the first half. One off the free kick from Emilio Hernandez with 26:03 to go into the first half of the 27th minute. And then Ross Wilson takes advantage of a bad play by the Trojans out front trying to clear in the 39th minute. And it's 2-0 Missouri Baptist after 45 minutes here on the Trojan Sports Network. We're back with the halftime stats after this here on TSN. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria. It's our taste.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletic Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Second half about to get underway here from Turner Stadium. Your first half stats brought to you by BSN Sports. Taylor outshot Missouri Baptist in the first half 6-3, but all three of the Spartans' shots were on frame, including 2 that were able to beat Jacob Shashud. He stopped the other. Taylor had 6 shots, just 1 on goal. They also had 5 corners to Mobap's 1, but again, a beautiful free kick goal from Emilio Hernandez. Got the Spartans on the board, and then off the loose rebound out front when Taylor was unable to clear, made it 2-0 Spartans. Out here in front, careened out of the air will be Sawyer Watterson, slow to get back up as he tried to press it forward. Near side to Quinn Partain, starts the second half, left-footed cross headed away by the 6'7" Ross Wilson. And Watterson, who got run into just outside the 18, slow to get back to his footing. He will not want the athletic training staff to come onto the field so he can stay out on the pitch. Clock stops, 52 seconds into the second half. And Partain will throw it in as Taylor goes from right to left here in half number 2. Throw-in goes off of Missouri Baptist, and so Partain will reset. Left edge to Sawyer Watterson, triple teamed. It rolled out off the end line, last touched by the Spartans, and so Taylor will get their 6th corner here of the second half, their 6th corner of the match. Watterson looks to be taking this one, but Partain still by in case Taylor wants to play it short. Just underway second half, Taylor down by 2. Near corner, Watterson. To the backside, Holwarda jumped in the air, couldn't get there. Cetrin out front, flicks it back in, headed away by the back line of Missouri Baptist. This time it was Richie Taylor. And the Spartans send this one flying forward as James McBride drops back and will scoop it up and play it back to Alsate. Shashud fakes coming to the near side and goes back to the far side. Wilson heads it forward. Mobap holds it in. Taylor looking for an offside flag, and the flags will stay down. Ruane dancing with it. Wants to get away from Watterson, cannot. But back to the middle of the field it goes in Brandon Burton. Mobap almost turns it over, but the Spartans able to hold it in. They have had the ball in the attacking half for what feels like the majority of the day. They haven't taken a lot of shots, just 3. As Vanderkolk and Carney get tangled up, and it's Vanderkolk, the Taylor midfielder, getting called for the foul. The 5th one against the home side today. But even though they haven't taken a lot of shots, the Spartans have been effective. All 3 on frame, and 2 finding the back of the net. 3 minutes into half number 2. As Brandon Burton will take this off right side free kick to the right of center. Jogs forward, trying to see how Taylor wants to defend it. Has a runner backside. It's Yoder leaping in front, heads it away, and Matipa will get underneath for Taylor as he starts the second half. Rifles one forward all the way up to the center forward, Holwarda, who cuts it down, only has defenders around him, able to elude one, couldn't elude the second. But that second one, Dom Smith, kicked it out of bounds on the far side. We say bless you to whoever just sneezed down below us. First of 3 broadcasts for us today here on the Trojan Sports Network. Volleyball against number 16 Indiana Wesleyan at 3, and then football against Butler tonight at 7. An action-packed day as it'll wrap up 8 home events for us this week, 7 that we've carried here on the Trojan Sports Network. Near side, James McBride. Holwarda has the ball at his feet. Near side to Hoosier with plenty of room to work for the center back. Partain gives it back to Hoosier. Taylor down 2-0, just underway here in the second half, almost 5 minutes in. McBride eludes Hoosier across the midline to Alsate, who's back in after having a lower body injury in the first half. Yoder and Cetrin. And now Yoder spins. Long pass as he goes sprawling to the turf. Long pass from Hoosier to Partain, knocks it down and now veers to the middle. Looks for help, right foots it forward. Could not connect with James McBride cleanly, and now Hoosier cuts it down and holds it in Taylor's attacking half. Wants to go backside Matipa, couldn't get there on the fly, and it's headed down And now it'll be pressed forward by Missouri Baptist and Louis Perez. Hawarda came back, got a piece of it, but then the pass cut down as almost looked like Missouri Baptist passed it right to James McBride of Taylor. James with pressure. Sprints away and then finds Alzate, the center back. Taylor from right to left with white jerseys with purple stripes and the white shorts and the purple shoulders. Take the blue for the white for Missouri Baptist with gray sleeves and gray stripes and blue shorts for the Spartans. Yoder maneuvers through the middle and lays it to the near side and Jay McBride. Near sideline, crossing, Partain. Backside, Matipa couldn't get there in time. Headed away by the captain, Tasici. Now he's slow to get back up as he and Matipa collided for that aerial. Clock stops with 39:21 remaining here in the second half. Nicolo Tasici, 5'9" junior out of Roma, Italy. One of the two captains for the Spartans. Yoder touching it down to Alzate. And then near side Hoosier. Crosses midfield with pressure coming from his back right. Partain back up to Hoosier. Had to check up to get to it. Wanted to slice it through to Hawarda. Cuts in front of the defender and then sliding on top of it to the keeper, Barenshot. He took Hawarda down. No ill will as Hawarda taps him on the shoulder. But a good little move by Hawarda to run around Richie Taylor or Ross Wilson. Just could not get there in time before Barenshot leapt on the loose ball. The Missouri Baptist lead as they try to win their second match in a row. Matipa's got other ideas, takes it away. Up top, Vanderkolk. Left-footed shot is blocked nicely by the 6'5", Richie Taylor. Taylor went full extension as Vanderkolk tried to rip one home. As Taylor now with 7 shots on the day, still just only one on frame. Watterson to Hawarda in traffic. Big first touch goes away from him. Smith falls to the turf as Missouri Baptist screams for a call that does not come on the flop. Both sides trying to draw calls today, and a lot of times the whistle has been kept in the mouth of our lead official. Partain tried to cross, and it was deflected across the end line. So a corner from the near side for Sawyer Watterson. 37-35 and counting left to go here in the first half or the second half with Missouri Baptist in front of Taylor 2-0. Watterson from the near side corner will come into the right of Barenshot. Goal to our left is where Taylor shoots. Backside play, only blue shirts in front of Matipa. Cetrin comes in, it went off of his hands. And that'll be a handball, and a free kick here for Missouri Baptist. Richie Taylor rips one forward. Burton taken away by Partain and Yoder. Watterson cuts off his man, and that allows Yoder to deal it to Partain. James McBride at midfield. Taylor shoots on the goal to our left. Still plenty of time to go here, but the offense has been stuck in neutral. Just one shot on goal all day. As they try to get a couple more good scoring opportunities. Taylor probably really feels like it should only be 1-0 after they had the missed clearance in front of their goal, and it was Ross Wilson who made him pay. And now McBride called for the foul. Team 7th. And Mobap plays it back to Barenshot. And now to Richie Taylor. Good job by Mobap to hold it in as Taylor tried to press it from the defensive end. Bad pass, Yoder up to Holwerda. Near side, Partain. Partain, beautiful ball to Matipa, took the big bounce away from his right foot. Matipa hustling and trying to beat Tasici to it. The two jostle, and it goes off of Matipa and across the end line. Goal kick upcoming here for Missouri Baptist. Strausser off to Wilson. With Missouri Baptist building from the back once again. Big right foot from Richie Taylor over Hoosier's head as a man barreling down. And he heads it towards Shishudas Perez, able to snag it. Too long for Holwerda. And Missouri Baptist back to the keeper Barron shot. Alzate heads the pass to the middle of the field down to Yoder. To James McBride and forward to Partain. Partain's got men running in front, but has pressure off his hip, eludes that one. James McBride tried to flick it to himself, couldn't get there clean, and that one sent away up to the attacking half by Missouri Baptist. They poke it to the middle, and Luis Perez. Back near side, this will be Brandon Burton. Smith, left edge of the penalty area, bumped in by Cetron across the end line, off of Cetron. Good D there by the transfer. This will be just the second corner of the afternoon here for the visiting Spartans. This looks to be Brandon Burton across from us. Corner far side will come into the right of Shishud. A 2-0 Missouri Baptist lead. Less than 33 minutes remaining in the second half. Backside, there's Taylor. And Richie Taylor retreats. Hoosier pressing him out to the near sideline. And he turns and deflects it off of Hoosier. Throw in for Missouri Baptist. You can hear Taylor head coach Gary Ross reminding the Trojans to watch just in case Missouri Baptist wanted to play it short. That's initially what it looked like it was going to be. But it's actually not going to be a corner. It's going to be a throw-in here for the Spartans. Man falls down to the box, headed away by Vanderkolk. Matipa flicks it back up near midfield. Back into the 18 by Missouri Baptist. Backside play. Smith heads it on as Shishud came off of his line. It goes over the goal. And Owen Hardy will come in for the first time here in the second half, as he gives Matipa a breather. Shishud readies and left foots it forward. Deflected back towards the middle of the field. Vanderkolk threads the needle up to Partain. James McBride had some space to his right, went back to his left. It's deflected into Partain. Jostles with Smith, who takes away from two different Trojans. Actually make that Jack Carney. Carney near side, Burton. Slips behind Hoosier, who comes in, runs through him, and Hoosier kicks the ball across the end line. This will be the corner for Missouri Baptist. You'll see who takes it from the near side of the field for the Spartans. It'll be number 11, Jack Carney. Out of Bradford, England, 5'9" sophomore midfielder. Plays it short to Burton. With McBride marking him, Burton flicks it on, headed down and in for a third goal today for Missouri Baptist. And this one will count for the Spartans. Cullen Barr gets his head on it. And it's 3-0 Spartans on the first goal of the year for Cullen Barr. All 3 goals scored today by Spartans have been the first of the year for those respective players. First assist of the day, this one Burton to Barr. So it was off the short free kick near side. Burton turned and played it in with good pace from the end line, and right there to head it home was Cullen Barr. So Taylor facing their biggest deficit of the year now. It's now increased to 3-0. The 2-0 deficit was the previous biggest margin for the Trojans. They had allowed just 3 goals coming in, 2 to Siena Heights and 1 to Michigan Dearborn. They started the year off outscoring their opponents 8-0 in their first 3 matches of the season. Little sidestep as Missouri Baptist moves it forward on the try from Kearney. Kearney in the middle, runs into Vanderkolk, who takes it away for TU. Near side of the field, McBride. James wants Holwerda, wanted to curl it in, but cutting it off is the most recent goal scorer, Cullen Barr. Turned it over, James McBride to the middle. Watterson right there. Touch, lets it go with the right foot, and that one rises high and wide of the far side goal. Shot number 9 for the Trojans, second one from Watterson. But the goal-scoring chances have been few and far between today for the home team. Bard back to Richie Taylor. So goals in the 27th, 39th, and 60th minutes today for Missouri Baptist. Came in with 10 goals scored on the year, and they've now scored 8 in their last 2 matches after their 5-4 win over Tennessee Southern for their first win of the season a few nights ago. Hoosier got his head on and now just runs through the Missouri Baptist defense. Right side of the field, Hardy as he moves to the middle. This one with pace backside finds Partain. Partain wanted to flick it forward. It goes across the end line. And another corner here for the Trojans. Colin Maris and Andrew Sieglin. We'll see if they allow them to come in here before the corner kick. And they will. Setrin out. Maris takes his spot on the back line. And Holwerda out as Sieglin comes in at the center forward position. 3-0 Missouri Baptist, corner near side here for Watterson and Taylor. Partain comes to help if Watterson wants to play it in, but that draws 2 Missouri Baptist players closer to him. Trying to open things up for the Trojans in the 18. Over Maris's head, they wanted Hoosier backside. Alsate knocks it down, steps forward. This right-footed shot was deflected on, and that one might have gone off the back of Jackson Hoosier, who was ducking out of the way. That thing was coming in hot and heavy from the right foot of Alsate, but it hit someone out front, looked to be Hoosier, and it trampolined that ball and sent it rising over the crossbar. 27 minutes remaining in the regulation time. Taylor down by 3 after giving up 2 tallies in the first half. Cross backside, Missouri Baptist wants a foul as Alsate got tangled up. What looked like Louis Perez. Alsate still limping a little bit. And no foul called. That would have resulted in the penalty kick for Missouri Baptist as it happened inside the penalty area. Sieglin almost triple teamed Able to dish it off to Hardy. Hardy's pass blocked. Kept in by Dom Smith of Missouri Baptist before he kicks it out of play. Hoosier back in the defensive area. Near sideline Partain. Vanderkolk calls and gets. Clay up to James McBride. Back to Vanderkolk. Sees Partain lurking in deep. Long pass, though, curled it right to the feet of Richie Taylor. Now the Spartans trying to maneuver near midfield. It goes off of James McBride, and so the Spartans have a throw in down below us. Cullen Barr, the most recent goal scorer out of Lake St. Louis, Missouri, flings it in deep to Kearney out of England. A highly international roster for Missouri Baptist. A lot of guys from England, the Netherlands, Scotland, Italy, Sweden in there as well, and also from Congo, Africa, and Bulgaria. Majority from England, but nice international flair here for the Spartans. And here's Barr holding it down for the US of A out of Missouri. A high floater that will sail out across the end line. That ball kept rising and floating as it got closer towards the goal. "24 minutes and change left to go here in half number 2. Taylor's offense has just been out of sorts here this afternoon against Missouri Baptist. McBride runs through the challenge. It goes off of James. And it stays with Missouri Baptist here in their attacking half as they shoot on the goal to our right. And Missouri Baptist will start things from the defensive end with the keeper Barron shot. Good touch from Hardy to take it away from pressure. Siegelin, back heel kick, didn't have enough juice to get to Hardy. Coming the other way will be Missouri Baptist. Maris jostles with Kearney, who shoves Maris to the ground, and Kearney gets whistled for the foul. And now time will stop as Kearney is going to get a card here in front of Maris. Tried to kick the ball away from the freshman. Yellow on Kearney, the third one issued to a Missouri Baptist player today. Long ball sent in towards Siegelin. Back to the near side, and it'll be Partain. Off to Jay McBride, who veers to the right. Presses forward. Taylor looking for their first goal of the day. Watterson, far edge of the center circle, and this will be Hoosier. Up to Alzate. 10 shots for Taylor, just 1 on frame. Missouri Baptist, however, 5 in total and 4 on the Taylor goal. But Taylor's offense has been absent here today, and here comes Missouri Baptist from left to right in blue. Luis Perez centers it. It'll be sent away once again by Colin Maris of Taylor. Hardy moves back up the far sideline and connects with Alzate. James McBride through 2 defenders easily connects Vanderkolk. Just across midfield, pokes it off to Partain. Bluffs forward and now engages up the near sideline. Nice little fake to get him some space. Bashes it to the right side. Watterson cuts it down. Up the far side, Hardy. Should get there before it gets to the end line and does, and Hardy onside. Now back to Watterson. Taylor had something brewing for a moment, but just couldn't let one go as they worked it to the right side. Now Alzate accelerates, pressing forward, too far for Partain. Sent back, and then Watterson flicks it forward. Vanderkolk read it. Good read from Sieglin to get out and win the loose ball near side. Up to Vanderkolk. Wants to turn to the left, and they'll force him back towards the middle. Yoder back to Hoosier with nobody in the area code out near midfield. Missouri Baptist not even keeping a forward near the midfield line. They are dropping 6 deep on the back line here, nursing the 3-goal lead. 21 minutes left. Good takeaway here by Kearney. Coming in hard was Vanderkolk, and Clay will get issued for the card. He is not happy as he waves his left hand at our lead official. First yellow against Vanderkolk today, and the second one against the Trojan here this afternoon. And that'll bring us to the second half water break with 20:53 left to go here in half number 2. Missouri Baptist out front 3-0 on the Trojan Sports Network. So our second half water break comes to a close, and action back underway here from Turner Stadium, where Missouri Baptist in the driver's seat. They lead 3-0 over the Trojans. Taylor trying to avoid dropping their second game in a row. MoBap trying to win their second contest in as many tries. Missouri Baptist started 0-5 to start the year, coming off of a 5-4 overtime win over Tennessee Southern on Monday night. They've now scored 8 goals in their last 2 matches. The Trojans, meanwhile, trying to avoid falling to 4-2 after falling in double OT against Siena Heights on Wednesday evening. Pablo Gonzalez Cacho comes in for Taylor. Antonio Busu and Andrew Parnas come in for Missouri Baptist. First time we've seen Parnas today. The 2 exiting for the Spartans, Joe Ruane and Jack Carney. and Clay Vanderkolk, the one that will exit for Taylor. Less than 20 to go here from Turner Stadium. Taylor's offense needs to get going here. Corner near side for Missouri Baptist. Flicked on and just over the 18 as Shashud read the corner coming in. And it was one of those big center backs, either Richie Taylor or Ross Wilson on the backside that tried to head that one on. Just sent it high. And Taylor's got the goal kick here, trying to get something on the board, down 3. It was Ross Wilson on the shot, so number 6 on the day for Missouri Baptist. Only 2 of their shots have not been on frame. 3 of them have scored, and the first one of the day was stopped by Shashud on a really nice stop with his left foot back in the first half. Flag in the air, offside against Missouri Baptist, the 4th violation of that kind against the visitors today. Again, this is the first of 3 broadcasts we've got for you today here on the Trojan Sports Network. Volleyball against number 16 Indiana Wesleyan coming up in about an hour and 10 minutes from inside Odell Arena. The Trojans and Wildcats both tied for second place in the Crossroads League standings with Mount Vernon Nazarene. Offside flag against Taylor, even though the ball was played out of bounds. Taylor 1-4 last night against Spring Arbor. Indiana Wesleyan 1-4 as well. A very young squad that Candace Motes has for the IWU volleyball team. They've got one of the top liberos and a freshman this year, and they've also got one of the top right side players in the lefty Anna Collar, who just picked up her 1,000th career kill a couple of matches ago. So we'll see 2 of the top right side players in the Crossroads League volleyball scene with Collar and the Trojans' Ryan Cerniak, who had another double-figure kill performance last night, putting on a show against Spring Arbor. Amanda Adams had 18 terminations last night for Taylor, the 5th-year senior, who along with Grace Isaacs came back for her extra year of eligibility, granted by the NAI for a year ago by the COVID-19 pandemic. Became the 10th all-time leader in kills for the Trojans. Needed 14 last night to move to number 10. She had 18 last night and is also knocking on the door of having the 2nd most kills during the rally scoring era. Needs about 12 or 14 again to get to that mark today. And then, of course, the nightcap tonight, we're expecting a big crowd back here at Turner Stadium in about 5 hours from now when the Taylor football team plays their home opener after having a bye week last week in week 2. They welcome the Butler Bulldogs here to Upland, Indiana. Taylor trying to move to 2-0 after a impressive win over Judson 2 weeks ago when they scored over 40 points in Aaron Mingo's debut as the head coach of the Trojans. Butler comes in 1-1. They lost to Illinois State in week 1 in pretty convincing fashion before scoring over 40 of their own last week in their home opener against Division III DePaul. Last time that Taylor and Butler met was down in Indianapolis at the Selleck Bowl on the Butler campus in 2019. The Taylor victorious that night 17-14 for their first win over a Division I FCS opponent in 9 tries. James McBride, left edge of the 18, crosses here. Couldn't find Holwarda because Richie Taylor was camped out right in front. Gonzalez Cacho bends it all the way to the far side of the field, and Alzate for Taylor. Up to Partain, pressure from behind. Alzate worked it forward, but right to the back line of Missouri Baptist with 15:44 and counting here in the second half. And Taylor down 3-0 to the Spartans out of Missouri Baptist. Gonzalez Cacho presses forward off the back heel of the center back Richie Taylor. And Taylor will have another corner kick with Brian Matipa coming in as Watterson stretches things out in the middle of the field. No, actually make it look he's tying his right boot back up. Partain out, Matipa in for Taylor. It'll be the 9th corner of the day for the home side. Owen Hardy to take this one with the right foot. Far side corner as Taylor shooting on the goal to our left. It'll come into the left of the keeper, Wessel Barron's shot. An outswinger to the far edge of the penalty area. Flicked out of there by Missouri Baptist. Alsate back in off of Hoosier's left shoulder. Wanted to keep it moving forward, but it's volleyed away by the big fella Richie Taylor. The Spartans shot out of a cannon going left to right in blue. Busu near side as a man cutting in front. Plays it in nicely. Should off his line, and that one's into the back of the net on the goal from Brandon Burton. 4-0, the Missouri Baptist lead with 14:26 left to go here in regulation time. So Burton gets a goal to go with his assist on a beautiful run-of-play goal there from Missouri Baptist. It all started on the defensive end with Richie Taylor or Ross Wilson, one of those two center backs, flicking it away. We'll see if who they give the assist to there. Just a beautiful ball in, and then Burton able to play it as he was sprinting up the middle of the field. I think it might have been Busu who got the assist. Taylor had only given up 3 goals in total the entire season coming in. But after shutting out their first 3 opponents of the year, the next 3 schools they've faced off with have now piled on 7 goals, including 4 today for Missouri Baptist. Whole word up. Trying to battle with the 6'7" Ross Wilson. One Gonzalez Cacho right into traffic, kicked away by the Spartans of Missouri Baptist. Josh Zeiden and Colin Klein about to check in. We saw Zeiden in the first half. Klein will make his first appearance of the day. Taylor sends it back to the keeper, Barron shot. Taylor not forcing the issue here. Now they might as it gets to the feet of Richie Taylor. Volleyed out of the air by Hoosier. And now Gonzalez Cacho to the far side and Alsate back into the center circle. And Gonzalez Cacho to his classmate Levi Yoder. Here's James McBride in Taylor's attacking half. Olwerda, Matipa eludes one man, trying to elude 3 more. Spins here, still has the balls at his feet somehow, as Matipa pirouettes through traffic. Watterson, near side Matipa, trying to get an edge, shoved off the line nicely. Matipa gets it back, keeps trying to work it forward, but Richie Taylor clears it away. Matipa and Taylor both collided as Matipa slid in, trying to hold that ball in front, couldn't. Now they find Watterson, does Taylor. Back to the middle of the field. Gonzalez Cacho, right side. Alsate. Hardy trying to elude 2 giant humans that are around him. Busu at 5'11" and the 6'7" Wilson. Taylor going to connect with Matipa inside the penalty area, and now Burton will try to lead it out of here. And subs aplenty coming in. Klein and Zeiden for Taylor. Christian Dimitrov, Emilio Hernandez, and Mateo Uitz for Missouri Baptist. Alsate out for the Trojans along with Hoosier. Checking out for Missouri Baptist, Brandon Burton, the most recent goal scorer, also has an assist today. Grant Strausser. And one more man for Missouri Baptist. It's going to be Louis Perez, number 13. Klein gets tangled up. Maris ushers Hernandez out of the way, and then the 2 of them jostle together. And before Taylor can throw it in, Clay Vanderkolk will come back onto the field, as Clay will replace Sawyer Watterson, and right before Sawyer left, he's been one of the most vocal guys in his first season at Taylor this year after sitting out a year ago because of transferring from league foes Spring Arbor. And right before he left the field, turned and screamed encouragement to his teammates before making his way to the bench down to our left. 10:50 left to go here, second half. Taylor down by 4. Matt Harold, one of the newest players on for TU. Hardy had to go off of his foot, and Maris gets it back in the near side. Skips it to the near side of the field, and Klein. Nice little move from McBride to sidestep Uwitz. Holwerda wanted McBride in stride, played it behind him, and now it's Missouri Baptist moving the other way. Maris bumps Dimitrov. But Missouri Baptist able to hold with 10 minutes left to go in this one. Far corner for Missouri Baptist. And will be a goal kick for Taylor, or is it going to be a throw-in from the far side? Nope, it's going to be a throw-in for Mobap. Flick through to Smith. Lays it back to Boots, who assisted on the last goal. Good head back in, and this one out of play, but before the ball could be played on to frame, offside flag up, and the 5th one against the Spartans today. First of a 3-match homestand for the Trojans. They're here against Aquinas to wrap up non-league play on Tuesday night, the 21st, and then here next Saturday night to open up league action against Mount Vernon Nazarene. Matipa takes it away on the end line. Holwerda boxes his man out. Back to Zeinen. Trying to work it far side to Hardy. Could not. And now it finds back to the middle in Zeinen. Vanderkolk up near side Matipa. Trying to direct traffic with his left foot. Matipa presses forward to Holwerda. Big first touch. Has to circle away. Bumped off the ball by Busu. Holwerda comes back and takes it right back for Taylor. Steps into the penalty area, left edge, sends it on left foot, backside, sliding in, and did it cross the line? It did not. Hardy was right there on the back post, sliding in like he was sliding into second base. And just getting a piece and keeping that one out of the net is Baronshot by a hair. Baronshot came back. That thing looked to be destined to cross the goal line, and Baronshot came back, twisted and turned and saved it, and kept it from crossing the goal line. 7:25 and counting here in the second half. Still a 4-0 Missouri Baptist lead, but Hardy oh so close to his first goal of the year. And Taylor will calmly play it back. This is Richie Taylor to his keeper Baronshot. Too far out of bounds, far side, with 7 minutes left to go here from Turner Stadium. Klein in the defensive end. Maris points with his left hand where he wants someone to cut to. Far sideline Harold inside the midfield line in Vanderkolk. Fakes going back to Klein, pressed it forward to Gonzalez Cacho. Near edge, James McBride dumps off the side of his foot to Matipa. Quickly forward to Gonzalez Cacho, big first touch for him, and that's easily driven away by Richie Taylor, the center back. 6:12 remaining here in the second half. Taylor down 4-0 as Maris will come on the near side and throw it in. Headed away by Missouri Baptist. Zidon sends it to the far side. Hardy holds it in. Up to Holward, deflected back. Hardy right there. Spinning ball dished off to Gonzalez Cacho. Hardy almost loses his balance, keeps his footing underneath. Flicking it back near side to Klein. To the right, and Gonzalez Cacho. Forward, Zidon, near sideline. This is Hardy. Looking for someone to dish it off to, now finds Klein. On the ground, but out of play. And it looks like Hardy's necklace has come off. So he comes over and gives it to Sawyer Watterson. Out off of Missouri Baptist, Klein will throw it in with less than 5 to go here in the second half. Holward between two defenders, re-engages. Out off of Dom Smith. 4:30 to go, second half. Taylor down by 4, trying to get a goal on the board here. Hardy came close a few moments ago. It's been their best scoring opportunity today. Maris won't back up as much. Still heaves it in nicely to the penalty area. Harold right side, Matipa. Glides in, converged upon by 3 different players. Hernandez trying to work it away. Up near the midfield line, and Uwitz cutting in Maris, and he runs right into the shoulder of Dimitrov. And Dimitrov keeps his footing and presses it forward for Missouri Baptist. Bar between the legs of Richie Taylor and back to his keeper Barenshot with 3:35 and counting, separating Missouri Baptist from their second win of the season. They went 0-5 to start as Maris gets tangled up with Dimitrov. And a warning here for Dimitrov. But in the first 5 matches of the year, Missouri Baptist scored just 2 goals in their 2 wins. Presuming the last 304 goes their way, they're going to score 9 goals in the last 2. To move to 2-5, Taylor will drop to 4-2 after winning their first 4 matches of the year. They'll try to regroup against Aquinas on Tuesday. But we're jumping into league play with the league opener next Saturday night here under the lights against Mount Vernon Nazarene. McBride with a nice stop. But coming back, and Busu able to get it after help from Dimitrov. .225 to go here in the second half. And Richie Taylor finds Tasici. Big ball forward, flag in the air. Offside against Dimitrov. Taylor will outshoot Missouri Baptist today, where they're outshooting right now 12-7, but they're getting outshot in shots on goal 5-2. A lot of shots have been blocked today for the Trojans, but every time Missouri Baptist has let one go except twice, it's been on frame. The last 4 have been able to beat Shashud. Harold takes it away for Taylor. Missouri Baptist was trying to get in Rasmus Svensson, but not sure he was going to get in as we dip below 80 seconds left to go here from Turner Stadium. Harold back to Matipa. Right side, Gonzalez Cacho, as we almost hit a minute to go here. Blasting it back far side is Hardy. In the center, in the penalty area to Zidane. Top of the box, Holwerda. Vanderkolk, shot was blocked in front of 3 different Spartan players. Back heel flick from Hardy. Left edge of the penalty area, Holwerda with 45 to go. Out front, McBride tried to shoot. It was blocked again. And another good scoring chance for Taylor that's snuffed out by the feet of the back line of Missouri Baptist. 33 seconds left. Maris races forward, trying to give one last push and prevent Taylor from getting shut out for the first time this season. Fires it into the 18. Taylor trying to head it back. It bounces off the turf once. Flicked away by Tasici. In there, Vanderkolk shoots, and a diving stop will be made by Barenshot. And that will just about do it here from Turner Stadium today. Missouri Baptist has scored 9 goals in their last 2 matches, and they shut out Taylor today for the first time this season, winning by a final of 4-0. Missouri Baptist moves to 2-5 on the year. Taylor falls to 4-2. Trojans back here on Tuesday in their final non-conference matchup of the year when they take on Aquinas. We thank you folks for tuning in. We're off to volleyball. First serve comes up in about 50 minutes at 3 o'clock. That's next here on the Trojan Sports Network.